In Barcelona, I was fighting for the fourth place, and after I crashed, here I stay behind the first group. But anyway, I'm happy, and for sure I hope to continue to improve in the rest of the season.
All right. Another question I wanted to ask, I'm sure everybody else is quite interested. Do you find the MotoGP, the Honda RCP 12, easier or harder to ride than your 250?
But for sure, it's a more difficult bike, especially because with the 250, my team have a great experience because they work with this kind of bike for a lot of years. Instead, with the MotoGP, for us was everything new, and also on the bike from the last year changed completely. And the bike in the beginning of the year has a lot of problems. It's not easy to find a good setup. But after the first two races, Honda bring to us a new frame, and also they develop this new frame and bring in Barcelona a new one, and now the bike is a lot better.
I was going to get to that later, but another question I want to ask you. Now, I know last year that you rode the RSV4 Aprilia, and you had a very good result, and actually I watched that race, and it was very exciting. I was wondering if there was any opportunities or offers for you to go to World Superbike instead of MotoGP, and I'm sure there were people after you, teams on both sides of the fence, so to speak, but obviously your heart's in the MotoGP class.
Yes, of course. Last year with the RSV4 Aprilia, it was a great experience in Imola. I had two good races. In the first I crashed, but in the second, I did a great race. I started not so good, but after I was going to catch Biaggi, and I overtake him, and I enjoyed a lot. I finished in the third place. It was a great experience, and also the RSV4, it was a great bike, easy to ride fast with this kind of bike. And Aprilia asked to me if in 2010 I want to continue with them in Superbike, but my first my target is to continue MotoGP, arrive in the top in the MotoGP class. And after, probably after some years when I will be older, possible pass in Superbike.
All right, I hear you. I have well, you mentioned a crash, and this relates to why we're at this store here, because you are, in fact, a Dainese supported rider, and you use the Dainese products. And I hate to ask you this question, but as riders, we all ask, when you do crash, as we all do, have you been in the new D-Air system suit, as they say it is, and has it worked out? Good for you. Is it a step forward in the technology in terms of rider safety?
Yes, the new D-Air, it's a revolution for the motorcycle protection, and unfortunately in the Sepang test this year I crashed, I did a big crash, and I tested that the D-Air works very well, because I did a great crash and a bad eyesight. And the titanium protection here on the shoulder was completely destroyed. So for me, that means that probably without the air, also my shoulder was completely destroyed. Instead, with the air, nothing happened on my shoulder. And in this, after this crash, I decided to continue to use always the air, because for my safety, it's very important, and it's also more easy to push more on the bike when you know that your protection are the best.
I guess that means everybody needs one of those. I know I certainly couldn't use it back in the day. Obviously, you've been to Indianapolis last year for the 250 race. Was that your first time in the States? And is this your first time in California and San Francisco? And is there anything besides the racing that you would like to do or see or explore here now that you have the opportunity to come to California and Monterey?
Yes, thanks for the welcome. And I arrived on Monday night in San Francisco, and yesterday I stayed all the day around the city. I going to visit Alcatraz, and I'm lucky because they permit to me to come back from America. And no, I didn't stay a lot of day, but in this day and a half I enjoy a lot, and I like America. Also in Indianapolis, I like the place, I like the track, and I'm very excited to go to Laguna because it's a fantastic circuit, and everybody say one of the most beautiful circuits of the world. So I'm excited to go by myself over there.
I was going to ask you about Laguna. Is this probably the first new track that you've been on in quite some time?
Sorry?
Laguna Seca, it's a new circuit, never raced before, so it's been probably some time, long time before you've shown up at a new track.
Yes, because more or less every year in the World Championship the track are always the same, and when there is a new track like Silverstone this year is for everybody. Instead here is new only for me and for the other rookies from 250, because Ben Spies, I think that he know the track. And I don't know, in my history with mini bike, but also with other kind of bike, I learn quite fast the new track, and I hope also here to will be fast also this year in my first time in Laguna.
All right, one final question, and then we'll give it up. If you weren't a bike racer, what would your next profession, or what other passions do you have besides motorcycle racing?
But when I was young, before start to race with 1 to 5, my parents had a ice cream shop in Arizona, our town. Probably if I never been a motorcycle racer, probably I was in the ice cream shop to make ice cream. And also eating.
All right, well, thank you very much, and I guess we're going to take a little break, and then it's going to be up to everybody here to, is it going to be questions or autographs and photographs, right? Session 1.